Hey everybody. I want to talk about a specific pattern that I've observed. This is not something from like textbook theology of academia and other IMIAs and shit. This is just something that I've seen observationally. So this video is going to be very much empirical. Because I believe it applies at the macro and micro level. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the concept of dividing to weaken. Now this is something that we hear anecdotally all the time, you know, united we stand, divided we fall, that kind of stuff. And manipulators can do this exceptionally well. They divide, they conquer. I want to give some, real samples and examples of this. So, one of the things that is not helping us is this is already applied day to day at a macro level. So, mass media level, mass propaganda level, divide and conquer. We see this all day, every day. I mean, at the time I'm making this video, abortion is now a hot topic debate. Before that, it was Trump and Russia, Brett Kavanaugh, school shootings. We see this common theme, these common themes repeating, like the NFL national anthem, kneeling at the anthem. Sometimes we demonize a specific individual, such as Jussie Smollett, the Covington teenagers with the MAGA hats. It seems to me like on a day-to-day basis, if there's nothing that affects everybody, on a slow news day, it seems we just pick a random MAGA hat person, right? So nothing majorly racist has happened. Nothing major politically has happened. No countries invaded other countries. What's Congress doing? Well, Congress is on break. They're on vacation, so there's nothing really going on there. You know what? I choose you, MAGA Chew, right? I get mad at you, MAGA Chew. So we see this concept constantly at a macro level. Now, what I want to illustrate first at the macro level, because this is something I think can reach a lot of people. And this is not to take a political stance one or the other. I'm going to use the topic of abortion, and I'm going to start this by saying, believe it or not, think about this for a second. The illusion is that we have a heated debate. We have this vitriolic discussion, this huge argument, this huge battle of ideas over pro-life and pro-choice. Okay? Your first clue, now pay attention, the first clue, the first symptom that someone or something or cat, get down off the table. Get off the go. Get shoot. This cat. Anyways, the first sign somebody's trying to divide you is when it's a battle of two things. Because that is the simplest division. It's binary. When you find yourself in a binary conversation, a binary topic, a discussion, and in general, even if you're triggered, like that should really clue you in. If you're triggered, okay? Don't get me started on triggers. That's way off topic, right? But yeah, you're triggered, and it's a binary argument: pro life, pro choice, that type of stuff. And MAGA, or MAGA, you're racist, or you're not racist. So I'm going to break down abortion. Believe it or not, this is the illusion. Believe it or not, most people agree on about 80% of it. Okay? There are, in the state of Florida, 8 data points that they track for abortion justification. So they track things like whether it was just strictly elective, personal choice, whether or not it was due to economic concerns, whether or not it was due to genetics, whether or not it was, your child may have Down syndrome. We're not doing that kind of thing. And then it goes all the way down into the dredges of rape and incest and all that stuff. And at the very, very bottom is medical necessity, where the mother's life was in danger, or an emergency medical procedure warranted the abortion and the removal of the uterus, right? So these are the 8 data points that the government feels like it's necessary to track, okay? I think we all, we mostly agree that it should be in the event of like medical necessity, if there's like an emergency thing going on, a pregnant woman's in a car accident, she's bleeding out, that kind of thing. Most everybody agrees that, that it shouldn't be illegal. Like the government should not be in the ER telling an ER doctor what they can and cannot do, right? That's scary. And then from there, all the way up to elective abortion, then there becomes increasing levels of disagreement. But for the most part, we can all agree. Now, that being said, let me point out the weakening position here. Why is this a weakening conversation? Because it's not just about distracting people. It's not just about making you hate your neighbors. It's about hiding the actual solution. So I have a humorous statement as a software developer, where when I'm writing software and I'm providing updates and bug fixes and patches and all of that stuff, in the latest release, what did we do? Well, we took the old problems and we fixed the old problems by replacing them with new ones. That's what we do in software. We replace problems with new problems. So that's what we get. That's the cycle we get held in. Replacing problems with new problems. Whether it's Brett Kavanaugh, whether it's abortion, whether it's mass shootings, school shootings, gun laws, Trump or Russia, or random MAGA hat wearing motherfucker, right? Those things, it is a constant pummeling of division. Narcissists thrive. They thrive on this. They thrive on it so much. So let me now illustrate the correct mindset. Okay? I'm going to use abortion again, because every time I mention this, it's like they've taken the red pill and now they're out of the matrix. I say the solution really to the whole abortion debate is not about whether it should be legal or illegal. It's about why are we not focusing on not creating unwanted pregnancies to begin with. Let's focus on that and how we are failing tremendously at not preventing unwanted pregnancies. Like how is that not our focus? Okay. And of course, everybody's going to chime in, with the old, my mama said, if you hold an aspirin between your knees, it's the most effective birth control. I tried it once. She looked at me weird. So, but it's not about birth control methods so much. It's not about contraception. These are all available tools in the toolbox, right? We as a nation don't actually really discuss this, right? See, abortion, or the lack thereof, we're talking about trying to solve a symptom of an underlying problem. The underlying problem that abortion focuses on is unwanted pregnancies. And in the case of emergencies, it's exactly that. It's just an emergency, right? We get the numbers of unwanted pregnancies down. I mean, way the hell down, where it's a non-issue. The whole argument around abortion just goes away because we don't need it. We don't need it. Same reason why you don't see blacksmiths hammering out horseshoes. Because we don't use horses. Nobody has horses anymore. Fix that problem. We have cars. Now we got new problems like tires. Right? But I digress. You get rid of the problem. The underlying problem. So where am I going with all of this? When you engage a narcissist, they take a very, very polarized position. And it's always the wrong position because they love to argue strength from an incorrect position because it makes them feel even more high and mighty. So what you do, you number one, you recognize the dichotomy. You plan for it and prepare ahead of time, right? So when you engage in the argument, you have to throw that curveball at them. You have to think, okay, when we engage, he's going to say this, he's right because blah, 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 and he's going to say this, and he's going to be wrong, okay? We're going to talk about abortion, he's pro-choice, I'm pro-life. It's going to go back and forth, back and forth. What is the underlying problem? What is it? Why are we even discussing abortion to begin with? Because we have an unwanted pregnancy. Well, we can't do anything about it now, right? So I mean, maybe this isn't the best illustration now that I'm freaking 12 minutes into this, but the concept is still the same. The concept is still the same. And this is something that you can't do on the fly. It's not easy to see the underlying problem when you're mad. So, two things. If they surprise you with an engagement into a conflict, first of all, you can walk away to begin with. And you say, all right, and you know what, like, I don't have to listen to this, so I'm not gonna. You point it back and you flip it back on them and you say, got nothing better to do than argue with your ex, huh? No, I got better things to do than argue with my dumbass ex. I'm not doing this. And then you go back and you think, okay, what is the underlying thing? What is the underlying issue? And then you look at how to solve it without engaging the narcissist at all. But if you have to engage the narcissist, this is what you do. You look at the underlying problem, you figure out how to solve it, and then you argue back at them from the reverse standpoint, and they will contradict you. And what they will end up doing is they will solve the underlying problem and beat their drum and put on their halo and say, wow, look at me. Because if you try to solve that underlying problem, if you try to be the problem solver, they'll reject it just immediately on the merits and the grounds that you can't be better than them. So it won't happen. Even if it's for the good of your children or anything else, they'll reject it because they will not let you have the victory. So you float the idea, argue against it, let them look all great, because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you get a little satisfaction in kind of the same way that they do, and that is the sense of you got somebody to do exactly what you wanted them to do. It feels weird, and it feels slimy, and it feels disgusting. But it gets done. I'm out of time. Thank you very much. Please like, comment, or share. I'll see you on the next video.